Welcome to Christianity Now Narrations, where we narrate our articles that we release on a daily basis. If you're listening to us from Apple Podcast or Spotify, thank you so much for tuning in, and please interact with those platforms. If you're listening to us from the Substack app, thank you for your current subscription. Please stay tuned for the article. We got everything we wanted. Will we preach or stay silent? The words of Jeremiah are as piercing today as they were when first spoken. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. And what will ye do in the end thereof? Jeremiah 5:31. The parallels between the state of Judah in Jeremiah's day and modern America are striking. The leadership in our nation may not claim divine authority, but the spiritual condition of the people and the response of Christians raise the same question. What will we do in the end? The condition of the nation. Jeremiah was commanded to run to and fro in the streets of Jerusalem in search of a man who executed judgment and sought truth, Jeremiah 5:1. Yet from the rich to the poor, the people had turned away from God. They had hardened their hearts, refused correction, and lived in defiance of the truth, Jeremiah 5:3. How different is our society? Wickedness permeates every level of culture. The signs are not hidden. They are paraded openly, celebrated, and even legislated. In the most recent election, conservative Christians in the nation witnessed victories that brought much of what they had hoped for. Short of the entire United States government obeying the gospel and acting in faith, they received a measure of what they had long sought. Now, the pressing question stands: what shall we do next? Is this a beginning, or do we believe our task is complete? If we choose inaction, we declare, whether by word or silence, that we love the status quo. Are we content with a nation plagued by abortion, the mutilation of children through elective mastectomies and castrations, and the unrestrained advancement of wickedness? As Christians, we must acknowledge the danger of complacency. It is easy to lament the state of the world while quietly accepting it, just as the people of Judah loved to have it so, Jeremiah 5:31. But what does our silence say? What does our inaction reveal about our priorities? God does not call us to observe the downfall of society from the sidelines. He calls us to engage and preach, to warn. The watchman's responsibility. Ezekiel's warning to the watchman echoes with unmistakable clarity. If the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. Ezekiel 33:6. The task of the watchman is not optional. It is a divine mandate. To see the spiritual danger approaching and remain silent is to share in the guilt of those who perish. Jeremiah understood this burden. His ministry was marked by rejection, ridicule, and physical suffering. Yet he could not remain silent. He described God's word as a burning fire shut up in my bones, Jeremiah 20, verse 9. Today we stand in the same position as the watchman, as the prophet. Will we sound the alarm, or will we shrink back in fear? To warn is to risk rejection, but to remain silent is to bear the weight of lost souls. Now, with so many prayers seemingly answered and obstacles removed, we must not grow weary or rest as if the work is done. Silence in the face of renewed opportunity would signal not victory, but surrender. The call to preach. The Apostle Paul's charge to Timothy provides the solution. Preach the word. Be instant in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long-suffering and doctrine, 2 Timothy 4:2. This command is not conditioned by the receptiveness of the audience. It is not limited to convenient moments. It is a call to unwavering commitment. Paul warned Timothy that the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth. 2 Timothy 4:3-4. The time is not coming. It has already arrived. Just as the people of Judah flocked to the false prophets, modern audiences seek voices that affirm their desires rather than confront their sins. The solution is not to alter the message to suit the audience. The solution is to preach the truth with boldness and compassion, trusting in the power of the gospel. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation, Romans 1:16. We must decide whether to capitalize on the moment God has given us or to waste it in silence. Do we preach to a nation now primed for spiritual awakening, or do we fall back into complacency? To preach boldly is to face persecution, rejection, and ridicule. To remain silent is to betray our calling. Conclusion. The world may love its sin, but let it never be said of us that we love to have it so. Let us reject complacency and rise to the calling of faithful proclamation. The truth may not be popular, but it is necessary. Whether they hear or forbear, our task remains the same: to preach the word, to warn the lost, and to glorify God in all we do. We have seen God's hand in the events of our nation. The question now is whether we will press forward or retreat into silence. The souls of men depend on it, and the Lord has entrusted us with the responsibility. May we fulfill it with courage and conviction. Christianity Now is a reader-supported publication. Aaron and Tony would like to thank you for your current subscription and would invite you to upgrade your subscription to the $5 a month model. We would also love it if you would share our content to your social media platform and invite your friends to consume it as well. Please leave us a comment. Please leave us a review. Thank you so much, and please subscribe. God bless.